So as you guys know, with the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL draft, the Las Vegas Raiders selected Ashton Jeanty, running back from Boise State. And obviously they needed it considering their lead running back last year was Amir Abdullah. However, the Raiders are weird because they got Geno Smith, but is their offense going to be good this year? I don't know. They took a lot of offensive players. They took even 2 quarterbacks within 3 picks, even though one was switching to receiver. But either way, we got Ashton Jeanty here. We're going to see if he could lead the Raiders back to the promised land, a place they haven't been to in over, what, like 40 years? Who knows? But we got Jeanty here. As you can see, we have his stats from college football. That's why he's such a high overall. And yeah, we're going to see if he could save them or if he's going to leave. Who knows? But this is Ashton Jeanty's career. And yeah, so obviously if you guys are familiar with these videos, you guys should stay here and subscribe. But either way, yeah, the simulations, they're usually until either he wins multiple rings, like the individual season ones, or if he leaves. So hey, we're gonna see. And obviously we show the rest of his career stats at the end. Yeah, let's go into year number 1. Also, if you guys aren't subscribed, you guys should really consider subscribing. 98% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed. That's crazy, bro. Just hit the subscribe button. Okay, so year number 1, the Raiders will go 10-7, getting into the playoffs. So already an improvement. Let's see how did Jeanty do in year number 1. Okay, so Jeanty would have 1,660 rushing yards with 16 touchdowns and 0 fumbles. So what a rookie season for Ashton Jeanty. Obviously Gardner Minshew leading the helm. I don't know how far they're gonna go. I didn't put Geno Smith on it. I probably should have, but either way, 1,600 rushing yards. Yeah, Jeanty, if he does this in real life, that's gonna be kind of crazy. Obviously he leads the league by a good amount margin. He didn't lead the league in touchdowns though. Joe Mixon had 20, but either way, they have a division matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're the 6th seed, they're the 3rd seed. Can we pull off an upset and beat Kansas City? Yes, we'll beat them 13-7. Wow, what an upset. As Minshew would have 255 passing yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Mahomes would actually play pretty bad. How did Jeanty do? 16 rushing attempts. I don't know why I said so slow. And 63 yards. So he didn't do that good really, but hey, he didn't make them lose the game. But now they play the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens. And yeah, let's see, can we go back-to-back upsets? Can we beat the Ravens and get to the championship in year number 1? As they do, they win 49-35. And the storybook season continues as Gardner Minshew played pretty good. Lamar also played pretty good, but Jeanty would have 17 rushing attempts, 94 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. So, hey, Jeanty did pretty good. Obviously, high scoring game, 49-35. But now they'll play the Buffalo Bills for a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. The first time they've made it to the Super Bowl since like what, 2002, I think, whenever they got destroyed by the Bucks. Well, let's see, can the Raiders in year number 1 with Ashton Jeanty make it to the Super Bowl? No, they cannot. They'll lose to the Bills. I don't know why I paused so much, but they'll lose 31-30. No way. They lose in overtime. So I'm pretty sure they went for 2 for the win and didn't get it. Damn, Minshew played pretty good. Allen played good as well, but Jeanty would have 137 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. So, and he had a 55-yard run. But damn, Jeanty, hey, if year number 1 is like this, imagine if they start improving and actually drafting around them. But hey, year number 1 is complete. Let's go to year number 2. Okay, so for year number 2, they'd go 7-10, missing the playoffs. So I wonder what the hell changed this season. Damn, let's see, how did Jeanty do? Okay, so the Raiders signed Sam Darnold, which is kind of crazy, but I mean, he had more interceptions than touchdowns, but that's besides the point. So Jeanty would have 1,465 rushing yards, 14 touchdowns to 0 fumbles. When he should have honestly had more touchdowns because they have this rookie running back from Florida State who had 11 rushing touchdowns. So 11 times Jeanty should have had it. But Jeanty did actually miss a game, so stats might have been better, but either way, they fall off in year number 2. And yeah, let's get to year number 3 and see if they bounce back. Okay, so for year number 3, the Raiders will go 10-7, getting back into the playoffs. So if this is like the Travis Hunter video, they're gonna be flip-flopping in and out of the playoffs like how they did. They got as a 6th seed, but they're the 3rd team in the division to make the playoffs. The Broncos actually almost made the playoffs too, but either way, let's see how did Jeanty do in year number 3. Okay, so once again, Jeanty would lead the league in rushing with 1,419 yards, 11 touchdowns, and still 0 fumbles. So he is still yet to fumble at all in his career. As another good year, he's had over 1,400 rushing yards every single year so far. I mean, the 3 years he's been in the league. However, can he lead the Raiders to another deep playoff run like he did in his rookie year? No, they'll lose 30-24 in the first round to the Ravens. They'll lose in overtime, actually. So they went to sudden death. Sam Darnold actually played pretty good though, 194 yards, 3 touchdowns. But Jeanty would have 20 rushing attempts, 118 yards, 0 touchdowns, however. But either way, he played pretty good. I guess it was just the defense that sold. I don't really know what this defense even has, but who knows? Either way, they made the playoffs year 1. They missed the playoffs year 2. Can they make the playoffs in year number 4, or will they miss it again and keep the cycle going? Okay, so for year number 4, they would go 11-6, making the playoffs again and having a rematch with the team that knocked them out last year, the Baltimore Ravens. So let's see, how did Jeanty do in year number 4? Okay, so Jeanty would actually have his best year so far. He would have 1,816 rushing yards with 17 touchdowns, and once again, 0 fumbles. So hey, year number 4, his contract year, even though I'm pretty sure he did get the 5th-year option, hey, he locked in to say the least. But can he lock in enough in these playoffs to get them another playoff run, or will they go one and done against the Ravens once again? And they'll go one and done, losing 26-24. They'll lose another heartbreaking close game. As Darnold actually played pretty good. Lamar didn't have any touchdowns in the air, but he probably did on the ground. As where's Jeanty? Jeanty didn't play. Did he get hurt? Did Jeanty get hurt? Is this the start of? Oh no! How do I check? Would he still be hurt right now? He did get hurt. Wow, he has a compound foot fracture. That's crazy. When did he get it? Did he miss a game this season, or did he get hurt in like the last game? Damn. Either way, but it looks to be, I think he got a new contract. But let's see if this foot injury affects anything for year number 6 or year number 5. Excuse me. Okay, so for year number 5, we would go 12-5. However, we don't even get a home playoff game as we go against the 9-8 Jets, and that is because the Chiefs went 17-0. Of course, this is the typical Raider luck where they'll go 12-5, but they'll still not win the division by a lot, or they'll lose by a lot. However, let's see how did Jeanty do. Okay, so for the first time in Jeanty's career, he actually wouldn't finish as the leading rusher in the league, but he would have 1,527 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles. However, for some reason, his backup keeps stealing his touchdowns because Gil Clay, whoever the fuck that is, has 13 rushing touchdowns. Why? I don't know why. But either way, 12-5. This could be a deep playoff run, or they could just get bounced by the Chiefs. Who knows? But first, they got to beat the 9-8 Jets, which they should do easily. And they will lose 41-3. Yeah, this is definitely the most Raiders season I've ever seen in my life. So they go 12-5 to lose. They get blown out by a 9-8 team that's only there because they won the division. What? Sam Darnold, I guess he started seeing ghosts in his old stadium because, wow, as Jeanty would only have 53 rushing yards, but I mean, I can't talk. They're down 28-3 at half. I know why they're not running the ball, because they're down by fucking hella, but safe to say year 5 was sort of a failure. I mean, they won 12 games and got blown out in the wild card, but let's see what year number 6 has for Jeanty. So year number 6, they would go 8-9, missing the playoffs. A real big fall from grace from 12-5. And also, why the hell is Brock Purdy on the Rams? Okay, that's a question for another time. But either way, let's see how did Jeanty do in year number 6. Okay, so Jeanty would reclaim his crown with 1,830 rushing yards, 19 touchdowns, and once again, 0 fumbles. So, hey, they got rid of that one dude who kept stealing his rushes. So hopefully his touchdowns go up. But I mean, his backup also did have 8, so Jeanty could have had more. But either way, a disappointing year. Besides Jeanty's year, they go from 12-5 to 8-9 and missing the playoffs. Let's see if for year number 7, can they go back? They still have not made a deep run since his rookie year. And let's see if time is running out for Jeanty. Is he losing patience? Okay, so for year number 7, they would go 8-9 once again, missing the playoffs. Damn, as the Chargers made the playoffs at 8-9. So did the Titans. What the hell? But either way, they missed the playoffs again. Let's see how did Jeanty do in his 7th year. So once again, he would lead the league by a humongous margin. He'd have 1,636 rushing yards with 18 touchdowns and 0 fumbles. However, once again, his backup would have 11 rushing touchdowns. I don't know why. I don't know why. But now their quarterback is Kyler Murray. So they went from Gardner Minshew to Sam Darnold, 1 season with CJ Watkins, whoever that is, and now Kyler Murray. So who knows what this franchise is trajecting towards. One thing though is that when I looked at that other running back, it said future starter. So are they gonna move on from Jeanty pretty soon? Who knows? Maybe we'll see what happens in year number 8. Okay, so for year number 7, they would go, or is it 7 or 8? We're on. The Raiders would go 11-6, making the playoffs again for the first time in 3 seasons. Let's see how did Jeanty do. So once again, he'd actually lead the league by 600 plus rushing yards. Either way, he'd have 1,747 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns with 0 fumbles. It is Gil Clay, our old running back. So damn, that is kind of crazy. And he's just in another league basically at this point. They're in the playoffs again. Can they actually do something in it this time? They haven't had a playoff win since actually year number 1. They've made it a bunch of times, but they haven't gone far. And they'll finally get a playoff win. They'll win 27-14, upsetting the number 2 seed as Will Hawthorne, a rookie from Texas Tech, is leading us now. As Jeanty would have 149 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. What a game he had. And obviously Herbert still, he's in year number 12 and he's still choking in the playoffs. Either way, now we're playing the number 1 seed Cleveland Browns. Can we beat them and get back to the AFC Championship for the first time since his rookie year? Oh, they'll lose another heartbreaking playoff game, 25-22. And for some reason, bro, they just keep losing heartbreakers for some reason. Hawthorne played good. Mahomes is on the Browns. Wow. Okay, I did not expect that. And they have, I thought that's the Sanders, I'm not gonna lie. But Jeanty would have 14 carries for 75 yards. As they're splitting carries with Greg Levy. I don't know why they are, but I don't know. If Mahomes is on the Browns after he leaves the Chiefs, he still haunts us. Either way, year number 9. Will this be the time Jeanty starts to decline? Or is he just gonna take it to another level? Okay, so for year number 9, they'd go 3-14, obviously missing the playoffs and one of the worst teams in the AFC. Wow, as Mahomes is still wrecking. But let's see, how did Jeanty do in year number 9? And they got rid of him. Where did he go? He went to Seattle. So Jeanty with his new team, he would have 1,571 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns, and 0 fumbles. So, wow. I mean, I guess he did Marshawn Lynch's career backwards. Let's see what happened though. Like, how can I see did we trade him? Can I see any of that? Oh, okay. So we did trade him. We traded him for 2 first-round picks. So I mean, oh wait, yeah, we traded him for 2 first-round picks. I mean, it's a pretty good return, I think. Unless we traded him for 1 last year, but I don't know. We got 2 first-round picks for him. Whoever this, I don't know who else we got, but either way, damn, Tua is our backup. But Jeanty gets traded away and ends his Raider career at 8 seasons. I mean, So I think that answers the questions. Could Ashton Jeanty save the Las Vegas Raiders? No, he could not. However, I will say this. So I'm going to simulate the rest of his career and see how his stats go. Did he win any rings, or did his career, like team-wise, peak in literally his rookie year? Okay, I simulated the rest of it. He would actually end up playing another 6 seasons. So he played 15 seasons. Here's his stats. He actually was really good still. He never dipped under 1,000 yards once. However, he would never win a Super Bowl. He'll never even make a Super Bowl. He did win a lot of Offensive Player of the Year awards. When I mean a lot, I mean he won it 5 times. So I mean, hey, 5 times in a 15-year career is pretty good. However, he just could never get to the big game. The closest he got was in his rookie season. And boys, I think that pretty much, I mean, we already answered the question, but either way, if you guys have any other players I should do, comment down below. What other rookies, what other just players in general. Either way, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and yeah, I don't know how to end these things, but